Okay. Do each of you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give in this case is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Yes.
Gilbert Lara, you're muted.
I do.
Okay, don't unmute yourself, sir. I have Mr. Come over here.
Okay.
I have Mr. Whenever you're gonna go, so I'll just let you ask the
Okay.
question. Mr. Neil, can you call your applicant, please?
Absolutely, Your Honor. Mr. Lara, can you please, Gilbert Lara, can you please state your name for the record?
Gilbert Edgar Lara.
And how are you related to the decedent Samuel Lara?
I am a brother of his.
Okay. Was he born on June 21st, 1956?
Correct.
And did he pass away on March 5th of 2022?
That's correct.
And at the time of his passing, was he a resident of the city and county of El Paso, Texas?
That's correct.
And he was not married at the time of his passing, correct?
That's correct.
But he was previously married to Vicky Lynn Lara,
Correct.
and that ended in divorce.
Correct.
And he had 5 children from that marriage. It was Brianna Marie Lara, Ashley Lara Medina, Samantha Esther Jimenez, Carrie Amanda Payton, and Samuel Stephen Lara Jr.
Correct.
And at the time of his passing, and to the best of your knowledge, he did not have a valid last will and testament. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And you're asking the court to appoint you as the independent administrator to handle your brother's affairs, to wind them up, and to distribute whatever assets he had to his children.
I am making that request.
And your nieces and nephews have all signed waivers consenting to your appointment as the independent administrator.
Yes.
And have you ever been convicted of any crime?
No.
Ever declared bankruptcy?
No.
Very well. No further questions for the witness, Your Honor.
Mr. Torres, go ahead. Come over here.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Judge. Good morning, everybody. Sorry, I thought that this was in person and I was really excited and I got here and it's Zoom. I didn't read my order. So I call Victor Manuel Lara. Go ahead. Mr.
Yes.
Lara, would you state your full name for the record, please?
Victor Manuel Lara.
Mr. Lara, you and I have spoken way back in May about your brother's case. I had some questions regarding him. How did you know Mr. Lara?
He's my brother.
And did you have a close relationship with him?
Yes.
Mr. Neal has asked your brother about the children that Mr. Lara had. He's named the children. You familiar with those children?
Yes.
And as far as you know, are those the only children that your brother had?
Yes.
Do you have any knowledge of any other children born out of another relationship?
No.
Has anybody ever come out and claimed to be an heir or a son or daughter of your brother?
No.
Were you able to attend your brother's funeral?
Yes.
And at the funeral or after the funeral, did anybody claim to be a son or daughter of your brother, Mr. Lara?
No.
Okay, so the heirs that are listed in the application, those are the only heirs that you are aware of, Mr. Lara.
Yes.
Pass the witness.
Do you have any questions, Mr. Neal?
I do not, Your Honor.
Call the next witness.
Yes, I call Albert Hugo Lara.
Mr. Lara, will you please get rid of the chewing gum, please, sir? Go ahead, Mr. Torres.
Mr. Lara, state your full name for the record, please.
Albert Hugo Lara.
Mr. Lara, what is your relationship or what was your relationship to Samuel Stephen Lara?
Brother.
Okay, did you have a good relationship with him?
Yes.
Are you familiar, or do you know, and are you familiar with his children, the names of the people that Mr. Neal listed?
Yes.
To the best of your knowledge, are those the only children that your brother had?
Yes.
Have you ever heard, or did Mr. Lara ever tell you that there may be another child born out of another relationship?
No.
Have you heard whether anybody has ever presented themselves to be a son or daughter of your brother?
No.
Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Torres.
Thank you,
Do you have
Judge.
any questions, Mr. Neal?
I do not, Your Honor.
Well, first of all, I'm sorry for the loss of your brother and my condolences to the surviving children. The court, after hearing testimony, finds that the heirs of Mr. Lara have been identified and that the letters of an independent administration that are being sought by one of the applicant, one of the brothers, will be granted. Now, the applicant, please keep in touch with Mr. Neal. He will help you with some documents and a notice to creditors that must be filed within 90 days from the time you take your oath, okay?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Torres left? All right, I guess that lighting fees are set at $500, Mr. Neal. You would take care of Mr. Torres?
Absolutely, Your Honor.
Thank you, everybody, for bearing with our hearing. How many hours?
Your Honor, I have accumulated 2.3 hours.
All right, ad litem fees are set at, I'm gonna give $500, Mr. Neal.
No problem, Your Honor.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you, everybody.
May I be excused, Your Honor?
Yeah.